Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Well, here's what's so funny. This is also the open house for the course for cohort 4. How many of you in the chat tell me already took the course? I see so many alums. So many alums. Oh my gosh, you guys are adorable. You just come back. You know why? Because this is the only conversation that matters, and you already know that. Hi, Robin from Italy. Hi, my friend. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. Okay, I do have a little bit of personal news, which is why I'm almost slap happy on this happy Saturday morning. I became a new puppy mom yesterday, adding to my little family, which if you've been hanging out with me, you know I have Dolly, who's 2.5 years old, a little English bulldog, and she's my little lovey. And yesterday I adopted Buzz, little Buzz, who is 11 weeks old and is as precious a pumpkin as you've ever seen. And Dolly wants him dead. So, so I have been up most of the night. And my lovely assistant, Jenny, who many of you who, if you hang out with me, know, is in my bedroom right now with both those little beings, because I'm like, I got a show to do. So I'm a little crazy. I got my coffee, I got my vitamin water. I'm pulling it together. But this is how we make our weekend sacred, my friends. I love this theme. So let me just give some framing to this. I'm going to really try to keep this to a tight 60 minutes because I know everybody has things to do. I have this core belief, as does my team at Salata and Co., that we have a seat at the table for everybody. So we have a free Facebook community, the Sherry Salata community, where we're dropping gems all the time there. And that's where we originate our little video show, Spill the Tea. We have twice a year, I do a free 5-day challenge, and I make it rich enough so if that's all you ever do, you've experienced enough to make a shift. And throughout the year, for special circumstances, I'll do a free workshop like this. And just because I want to have this conversation. And so I make sure that we have as many points of entry as possible. And if you don't have if you haven't manifested the resources yet, but you will, then you still have a way to participate in this conversation with me. And that matters. I also have an upgrade from the free Facebook community is my private membership group, The Support System, which has its own app. It is the bomb. It's so good, where I bring in experts and we do free workshops, and we have a book club and a writer's workshop and all kinds of stuff. And I really love that. That is the answer to one of my requests of the universe. Give me a place to go every day where I can be uplifted. Just give me a place to go every day where I can continue this conversation. Twice a year, I do a deep dive 12-week program called, we now call it The Course. Its real title is Write Your Story, Transform Your Life. We now call it The Course because it's our shorthand. It is the most life-changing program I've ever produced. And I've done a thing or two. It's I barely know how to describe it, because with every group that goes through it with me, that the experience has its own flavor, but it's really amazing. And that is a little piece of today's agenda. Is we are doing a pre opening the doors to our next cohort for the course, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that a little later. And we also have a fast acting, I love that word. This is such the word of these times in this business, fast acting. Hurry. For 24 hours, we're going to give you $500 off the course, and we'll never do it again. But we're going to do it for 24 hours for all of you who came early, who are super interested and want to sign up and pre-register for the course. And I'm going to tell you more about that later. And meanwhile, all of that surrounds this conversation I want to have with you this morning about how to make your weekends sacred. So listen, I think of my own history. The weekend, you know, in Dickens times, there was no weekend, you know, and most of us, you know, everybody thinks they were famous in a past life. I don't. I'm sure I was one of those Dickens characters, just slogging away as a washerwoman or something, 12 hours a day, you know, 7 days a week. There was no weekend. And then slowly over time, as we modernized in the patriarchal structure, we started to say, well, give the people one day off. Okay. And they can go to church and heal their souls so they can get their butts back to whatever thing they have to do for many hours a day. And then it became the weekend, the Saturday, Sunday. So for me growing up, my dad went off to work with his hat in his briefcase. My mom worked from home. She was a homemaker. That looked like the worst job. That was 24/7. But dad got to come home Friday night and have a cocktail. My mom would slip on her frosted wig and her maxi dress, and they would toddle off to a supper club, maybe right over the state line in Wisconsin, the famous Wisconsin supper clubs. And they'd go out and meet their friends. And then the next day, dad would play golf and mom would cart us around to all our activities. So I'm very much of that time. And so up until just a few years ago, 6 years ago, I always worked for somebody else. So the weekend concept was applicable, and I'm sure many of you can relate. How many of you have had the Monday through Friday kind of job, working for somebody else? Let me know in the chat. Yep. So you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. It's Sunday night. Oh, sometimes I'd get a rumble in my gut. And it kind of also mimicked what we all experienced at school, right? I know, listen, when I worked at the Oprah show, I was never off. So I might have been home, but my BlackBerry was going crazy all weekend long. But there was a sense that you were supposed to pull it together over the weekend, and maybe Sunday you'd go to church. And then it would start all over. So since becoming an entrepreneur, I marvel at the fact that even though what days used to mean are no longer applicable to me, because I can do what I want any day. I can be off these days or 4 days and then work 20 hours on the other days. I can do anything I want. There's still an energy in this culture, in this time, in these times, in Western society, that Saturday and Sunday just have a different energy, don't they? Don't they? Do you agree? It's different. It's like the whole pace of life is different, even though it doesn't matter a hiddle or nor a diddle to me, but people are off. So the pace outside in my town is different. And so what I finally realized is, instead of saying that I don't have to abide by the energy of the weekend, I decided instead, all right, you can't fight City Hall here. I mean, the energy is different on Saturday and Sunday. It just is. And it's just going to be until a whole new structure is in place, hopefully informed by the divine feminine. because that's what I think. I think all this ruckus is where we're transitioning into a culture that is really driven by the divine feminine and inspiration and goodness. Might not look like it yet. It gets messy before it gets better. But so you can't fight City Hall. So I'm like, okay, until that time, and I might not be alive for it. So until that time happens, what do I do about this structured thing from the old patriarchy? How do I make that work for me? How do I infuse that? How do I make that work for my life in a way that is um, uplifting? How do I get the juice out of it? How do I empower myself through it? So I came up with a framework, a framing, a language that, and this is literally changing my life. This is literally changing my life. And if you've been hanging out with me, if you've taken the course, if you're in the support system or any, and listen to Spill the Tea, I'm a ritual and ceremony girl. I just am, because the reverent life is the best life. It's where every moment has a bit of a holy sparkle, because that's the way you see it. That's the way you view it. There's just a holy sparkle to a sunrise and a holy sparkle to a sunset. And you are just finding ways to keep yourself present to the magic and the mystery and the wonder of what it means to walk through this human experience. And you need aids. You need aids. You know, we're none of us is a disciple. You know, we're not, you know, maybe some of you are embodied saints, but I'm not. So I just keep knowing for myself that I need guideposts. I need things, a toolkit, a reminder every chance I get that what I'm experiencing is a marvel. I will not walk this way again. So I am a believer and a practitioner in the art of using the most simple rituals and ceremonies to bring reverence and a sense of sacredness to my daily life. Listen, if you're in my house, you know I'm lighting my candles. That candle lighting thing, when I had 2 cents in my pocket, I was buying those little white votives that were like 9 cents. And I would light them all over the place because it's bringing light. It is symbolic. It is a ritual. There's a reason why people have been doing it for thousands of years. There's a quality to it of bringing light to your life, into your home. So I took that concept, these things that I love to talk about and I love to share with my peeps. And I said, what could I do? What could I do about this weekend thing? So here's where I came out. Religious traditions. How many of you grew up with organized religion? I was raised Catholic. Yeah. Lots of people. Well, I mean, there's a reason why in the various religions, things were called holy days. And, you know, you've got your Shabbat, you've got your Mass on Sunday or your service on Sunday. There's a reason why, because it was an attempt to do what I'm talking about. In some ways, I find it a little more impotent than they intended, because I think there's a way for us to really jazz it up and to really dial it up and to really inspire a real spark within ourselves. And how do we take what was part of those practice traditions, those historical traditions, and the things I'm saying, which is, you know, have a tree ceremony, go out and meet one and put your arms around it and feel at one with the earth. which might be out there for some people. How do you bring those things together to create this sacred weekend? Well, let's see what's standing in the way of it. So I want to get rid of anything that you might think might be standing in your way. You're going to say, you don't have time. And I'm going to tell you the things I'm going to run you through from Friday night to Sunday night take no time. They're so not time intensive. They're short, they're brief, they're intentional, they're thoughtful, and they can create a powerful shift in your experience of that 48-hour period. Takes no time. You know what takes time? Having an anxious mind that keeps thinking about the time you don't have. That takes time. Navigating that anxious mind that's saying, I don't have time to get all my errands done. I don't have time. Oh my God, Sunday's almost here. Oh my God, I got to go back. I got to go back on Monday. That takes time. Navigating that, that maze of chores and busyness and still some leftover work and anxiety about the week to come. And meanwhile, there is your life just slipping right past you because you weren't even there for those days. I often think about the visual of, a calendar on the wall with those big, it's like a cartoon calendar with the big pages and they're just flying off. The days of your life just gone, 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 gone. I don't want to live like that. And what I'm about to share with you is a way to anchor yourself in very simply, in very little time, anchor yourself to get the juice out of Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. And all I'm going to say to you is, I'm going to walk you through it. We'll talk about it for a minute. All I want to say is, prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself. That's what I do. I'll say, that's an interesting concept. Let me prove it to myself. Let me see if that changes, raises the quality of my life. So let's start with Friday. Friday, symbolically, the end of the week. It's the end of the week. It's done. And that week could have contained all kinds of things: 5 days of focused work, 5 days of focused school, um, uh, uh, 5 days of bill paying, like the ordinary things of life, bill paying, errands, depending whether or not you are reporting for duty at a job, whether you're raising children, whether you're taking care of grandchildren, whether you're running your own business. That Monday through Friday thing, those are like power days for those kinds of things. So imagine that you take a page out of ancient religion and practices, and on Fridays, late afternoon, early evening, before bed, you pick a time and you took 15 minutes to have an official closing ceremony for that week. I love language so much. That's why I call it a closing ceremony. I know it's like the Olympics. It's a big, dramatic flourish. But if you knew, oh, I got to plan. I got to do my closing ceremony. I got to do my closing ceremony. And think about it from an energy, vibration, spiritual perspective. On Fridays, you're setting a little bit of time to conduct, perform, participate in a closing ceremony for 5 days of your life. Your life. Your life. You're going to close it out. You're going to, ideas, suggestions. I don't go anywhere without lighting a candle. I got a new candle. It's big and it's huge. It's all lit up. Got my Dr. Liz candles all over the place, lit up, which we love, our transformation candles. You light a candle, takes a second. grab a crystal. I'm not an aficionado. I barely know what any. I don't think I know what any of them mean, but I'll grab one. Like I have one right here. I'm just gonna grab it and put it in my hand. I got a couple bags of them here. I mean, I've collected crystals for years and rocks. I go to a special place if it's appropriate. I'll pick a special rock up, and I am grounding myself. I'm acknowledging myself. Or maybe you put on a favorite piece of jewelry. You get to decide what holds value and sacredness. A lot of people create what they call altars with their candles and some, smelly things and their stones and maybe a little picture or a saying. Now, for some of us, the word altar is charged. I grew up Catholic. I hear the word altar and I'm like, mm. So call it a sacred space. Don't let the words get in the way. Sacred space, a corner. Can you carve out a corner for a little sacred space? I got my shaman maracas. Put those on there. Or it doesn't even have to be the same space all the time, but dive into this to the degree that feels right for you. Some of us are all in. Next thing you know, you're going to have a sacred space that would be worthy of a television show tour. And some of us are just going to grab our stone and sit on the couch and light a candle. Put your hands on your heart. I love this. This is like a mudra, M-U-D-R-A, a mudra where it's like a sacred hold. A sacred hold. You're acknowledging your heart. You're feeling your heart. You're connecting to your heart. 3 deep breaths. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. Do it with me one more time. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. That's it. Doesn't have to be fancy. Then ask yourself some questions. Think about the week. What do you want to let go of? Do you have a spat with somebody? Something gets sticky? Somebody annoy you? It's really always about you. It's not ever about them. But what do you want to let go of? What little bit of resistance? What little irritation is getting in your way? What story, thoughts of, I'm so busy, I never have time, blah, 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 perpetuating that same feeling, casting a spell on your next few days. What do you want to let go of? I really want to let go of that thinking, that story, that mood, that choice. Then say, what do you want to bring in? What do you want to bring in? What worked? Like what do I want more of? What do I want to bring in? It's a thought. Maybe one thing, maybe two things. And then where did I give good yeses? Here's what I think a good yes is. A good yes is 3 days later, you don't want to throw up for having said yes. You don't regret it. You don't wish you could take it back. You don't imagine turning back the hands of time and saying, no, thank you. Congratulate yourself for your good yeses. That's a focus. You're working on that. That's great. Gave some good no's. That's great. Ask yourself, what did I create in these 5 days? Yeah, I did this one project. I had a couple good meetings. I knew I showed up strong for that. That's good. How did I take care of myself? Oh, did my morning little ceremonies. Got a massage, went for walks every day, drank my filtered water, made some salads. I did a good job. I did a little bath ritual. I took care of myself. Where did you see love? Oh, that was a nice moment. I felt really good at that exchange. And I felt really loved by this. Where do you need to spend more time for yourself? And then maybe end that closing ceremony with the appreciation game. It's the game I most love to play. You can play it anywhere. You don't need any board pieces. You don't even need to write anything down. You just sit there and say three things. And I focus on appreciation because appreciation is free of resistance. So three things I appreciated. You don't have to make a big thing. It doesn't have to be journaled in good handwriting. Don't set yourself up to avoid it because it's going to take too much. Light your candle, grab your stone or whatever, sit yourself in a space, ask yourself some questions, play the appreciation game. And what you've done is you've marked a week in your life, 5 days. You've ended some things that needed to be ended. You have closure. It isn't like just these days just like blowing by you. You have closure. You've let it come to an end. You have completion. You have a sense of a plan for yourself. Like, wow, I really let that get away from me. Or, wow, what great progress I'm making. And it's almost with a curious eye, not a judgmental eye. It's information. It's good information for somebody who wants to put their hands on the wheel of their lives and manage it. Then we go on, wake up Saturday morning. Now, there are going to be a few of you who are going to resist this wonderful suggestion I have. And I know that because I would have. Oh, I would have resisted this suggestion. I'd have been like, that's crazy talk. I'm not doing that. Here is my wonderful suggestion. And all I can say is prove it to yourself. Would it be possible for you to wake up before anybody else in your house and give yourself a holy hour on Saturday morning? Now you'll be like, that's my day to sleep in. I'm just saying, consider it. This is a time where maybe it's still dark out. I mean, this is so delicious. Like people are saying, yeah, I do that every year. Once you experience the getting up before sunrise, the lights, like the quiet of the world, where it's just you and your soul and nothing else is stirring, and there's a peace and a beauty to it that allows for this kind of thing I'm going to suggest: an intentional Saturday morning in the quiet. Prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself. Talk about having time. Talk about being set up for a day. Light your candle, your sacred space or any old space. And this is about taking the time to honor your life. And maybe this will take 5 minutes. Maybe you play the appreciation game, thinking about the day ahead. Oh, I appreciate this. I appreciate this day I have. I appreciate this activity I'm looking forward to later. Maybe I like to have on my bedside a little stack of spiritual books I've been reading forever. I'm never one and done with a truly great spiritual book. Deepak Chopra, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success is fantastic. Ask and It Is Given, Abraham Hicks, also very good. One of my faves, my go-tos. So I have a little stack of those books, and I might just pick one of them up, go to any place in it, read a couple pages, get my message. You might do a little writing. That's not the best thing for me at first thing in the morning, but somebody else might get the holy transmissions. Who knows? You do a little reflection. Maybe you say, You do your candle, your hands on heart, 3 deep breaths. You get outside for a walk as the sun comes up. Big old glass of lemon water. Anybody doing celery juice? I know that I'm way off topic right now. I've had a week of that. Medical medium recommends that. A week of fresh celery juice. I must say, I feel pretty darn good. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I'm proving it to myself. Maybe a little stretching, maybe a little meditation. How many people have a meditation practice already? Yep. And listen, don't overwhelm yourself with things that take tons of time that you have struggled with in the past. Your meditation may be the 3 deep breaths, hands on your heart, and sitting there for 30 more seconds. And that's a win. Take your wins, people. Take your wins. One of the reasons why we fall off the path, why we get off track, is we don't take our wins. We're like, oh, that's not good enough. If I'm not the Buddha, then this isn't worth doing. Not true. It's little things over time. It's little things over time. If you're in the support system, I would say watch a replay of a workshop. That's a good time for that. Something you missed, catch up on. And that is it. Your hands on your heart. You're like, blow out your candle. Brief, tiny. Same thing Sunday. And go on about your day. Go on about your day. See if it's different. See if you feel more open to the possibilities. See if you feel less frenzied. See if you feel like you're stirring up some magic. You've closed out last week. It's closed. You honored it. You looked at it. You got the information you needed from that. Now you started Saturday morning. Go on about your day. Sunday morning, same thing. Try it. Try getting up in the dark. Try that 5:30 thing. I'm telling you. It's like adding, it's more than time. It's adding a beauty to your life experience that I can't explain until you've done it several times to get past the resistance of the newness of it. And now, if something happens and I'm up super late and I end up sleeping in and I get up and it's like 9, I'm like, oh, now I feel robbed of something. I feel cheated. It's weird. I feel cheated of, because can I do it now? It's all daytime. There's cars buzzing around and, things are happening and phones ringing and emails are coming in. Now, can I get that same feeling? It's not, it's just, you can do it with so much more ease when you're the only one up in the world. Yeah, that's right. You and the birds, Jackie. That's right. That's your Sunday morning. Suggestion: Sunday afternoon prep. Some of you might do it Saturday. Some of you might do it Sunday. Don't make a big, huge thing of it. This doesn't have to be about chopping every vegetable ever grown. It's like, how can you set yourself up for the next week? Like, okay, my wash is done. I know what I'm going to wear. If you have to go places every single day, you kind of have like, you're put together. You take that 20 minutes to like think it through. I'm all set. I'm not going to like lose hours of my life with anxiety about what I'm going to wear. It's not clean. I didn't go to pick it up from the cleaners, all that. You're just going to organize yourself. Just give it a little fluff. Give your life, your external life, a little fluffing. It's just fluffed and it's ready. Put on some music. Like, what are you going to eat next week? You got your goods. Listen, Instacart just came to Napa Valley. I could almost start crying right now how happy I am. I don't want to go to the grocery store. I don't. Listen, And when I do go, I like to meander and take time. Well, I can have Instacart bringing beautiful organic produce to my house in a minute, max 2 hours. Chippity choppity, try some new recipes. I'm plant-based, so I always got to try new things. Chippity choppity. I just made a cucumber, vegan feta, BioLife feta, tomato, farro, garbanzo bean salad. And I ate it the whole week. I made it last Sunday. So just get your stuff ready, get some stuff done. Take 5 minutes, sit down and look at your calendar. What are your practices going to be this week? Right away, next Friday, you got to schedule your closing ceremony. You're going to write in your intentional Saturday morning, your intentional Sunday morning. Get your ceremonies, get them calendarized. What do you do during the week? Little notes on your calendar, meditation, going for a walk, getting this ready. It just starts to get you ready. It starts to get you ready as you tend to your life and care for it. You're caring for it every bit like a farmer tends to their crops, like a shepherd tends to their flock. You are tending to the moments of your life. You're prepping for them. You're prepping for them so they're airy and free and joyful and not all squished together at a crazy pace. It's how your life gets away from you. Do anything you can to make the next week easier and more enjoyable and make it fun. And don't spend a lot of time doing it. How many nappers? I'm a new napper. I love a nap. Sunday afternoon nap. Oh my God. It is like an ice cream sundae. I'm not kidding. It is so delicious. Uh-huh. And you take a little nap, just put a little sakis on your feeties, get a little pillow. Maybe I set my alarm or I could be gone for 4 hours. Set my alarm, little nappy, little like little sweet thing. Oh, Susan's saying, since I found out about mouth tape for sleeping, I don't need to nap. That mouth tape thing is good. I've fallen off it. I need to go back to that. Look up mouth taping, everybody. That's a big gem. Susan just dropped a gem. Drink some lemon water, move your body, meditate. That's your Sunday afternoon. Getting ready to be ready. Getting ready to be ready. Doesn't have to take a ton of time. Don't turn it into a big, laborious chore list that you dread. Just think about the ease. Think about, make it fun. Think about, oh, it's going to feel so good. And then I'm going to reward myself with a bath, a walk, a nap, a phone call with a friend. I'm going to get all that together. I'm going to reward myself. And then cap off the weekend with your Sunday night opening ceremony. You're going to open the week. You're going to open the week. You're going to light a candle in your sacred space and just ask yourself a few questions. Write it down or don't. If you're a person who loves to write things down and you already journal copiously, then this is going to be great. And if you don't force yourself into something that isn't your jam. Just ask yourself, what are you calling in? What is the best you can call in for the next week? The best possible experience. What do you want to call in? Kind of think about, because you looked at your calendar, you calendarized some practices earlier in the day. What do you want to call in? I want to have a great meeting on Tuesday. I want to have I want to set some time for doing some visioning on Wednesday. That's going to be really fun. I want to have really great relationships with the people I work with. I want to feel by the end of the week that like we're just solid. We're solid. We all feel valued and validated. best possible experience. And then what new dreams do I want to seed? I'm big in seeding those dreams. Maybe your dream for this week is to really feel in your bones that you have all the time you need. What a great dream to manifest. I have all the time I need. All the time I need. Maybe the dream you want to seed is I want to feel really locked into my meditation practice by the time I get to my closing ceremony Friday night. Am I willing to see the possibilities for this week? And this is where I like to call in help from non-physical. Show me the possibilities. I'm willing to see them. Show me the possibilities I'm missing for more joy, more love, more freedom. Show me the possibilities. Be willing to be shown, be willing to be helped. Maybe you're going to create a mantra for the week for your 3 deep breaths, little mantra. I'm willing to see the possibilities, or I'm going to show up big this week, or I have my own back this week, or only good yeses this week, or I love my life this week. Maybe you write out a little intention. I intend this week to enjoy every moment and stay conscious and present to these days, these next 5 days of my life. Maybe you're going to do a little daydream session. Think about, what's some far off dream I just want to bring closer and call in? So you're setting yourself up in your Sunday night closing ceremony to feel inspired, to feel connected, rather than living in survival mode on a hamster wheel. And use the power of ritual and ceremony to raise the vibration, to raise your entry point. So you do your opening ceremony Sunday night, and you have had an intentional Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon prep, intentional Saturday morning. You closed out the week with honor and reverence Friday. Imagine how you feel going into that week. All right, let's talk for a second. Anybody? This is called the Sacred Weekend. This is the code, the process, the program for the Sacred Weekend. This is how I'm doing it. You get to tweak it and make it yours. Who thinks that this could be a game changer for them? Gwen, anybody want to talk besides just give me some hearts? Hi, Margot.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Mhm.
First of all, I just wanted to say to any of you that are thinking about joining the support system, just do it. I mean,
Mhm.
I was cohort 1, so I've been doing this for a while, but here's what the
You're talking about the course. Yes, because
The course,
as soon as
sorry,
we're done,
yeah.
as soon as we're done talking about this. And because I want to make sure you're anchored, answer any questions you have about how to make your weekend sacred. And then we're gonna open the doors to cohort 4.
Yeah, so much good stuff, and you meet a lot of friends, and we get to do it together, and I've never felt alone again. So that's just my thought on that. This sounds familiar. I think somewhere in one of our other either a workshop or maybe just a weekly gathering. I remember hearing about that Sunday terror, and I relate much to it. So somewhere along the way, some of this is familiar, and I've been doing it. Not all of this. This is much more detailed what we're going through today. But I can just say that however long ago it was, I want to say a month, 6 weeks, I have been incorporating this thought because what I realized is that my Saturdays and Sundays were worse than my Mondays through Fridays. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, I work for myself, so I'm my own worst boss. But I would be in a ball and a wad of anxiety about what happened on Monday, and there the weekend would go, and I was miserable. So I have dabbled in this. This has been so helpful, Sherry. I've been taking copious notes so I don't miss steps. but it's helped. I mean, I have
Yeah,
had.
we're going to send out a workbook too. So
Excellent.
everybody
Thank you.
who registered for this today, we're going to send you a workbook. So
Great.
you can use that as well. Thanks, Margot. I appreciate that, my friend, my college friend, Margot. Ruth Chamberlain. Hello, Ruth. You got your hand up. I can't see you, Ruth, but you got your hand up. All right. I'm going to pause on you. Ruth Franks. Hi.
Hi, Sherry. How are you?
I'm so good.
This makes such sense to me because I'm a piano teacher, as I think you know.
Yep.
What I've always learned is before you have a lesson, see what I do, I have a process as well. And my process is when I see a pupil or I see a student, I always say, I know it sounds ridiculous. I don't know where I picked it up from. I've got no idea, but I've been doing it for years. And before I see my student, I always say, how can I serve you today?
Yes.
How can I be the best I can be for you today?
Yes.
And that's what I say before I do a Zoom or before they come in or before anything. So I really love your
This is
idea.
the same thing. This is the exact same thing.
So you're doing it for your weekend and you're bringing out lots of points as well.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. I'm lucky in as much as I do have that turn down service. The pillows are all taken off, the bed's made ready, etc. And I have 15 minutes or so whilst I'm going to do my teeth, whatever, I'm listening to something. I mean, I do have my own process as well every night, so that's great.
Yes,
and
that's
I always look in my diary before I go to bed as well, just to see what I've got planned the next day.
I love that.
So that it's not a surprise to me when I wake up. So
listen, I think, and here's what I say oftentimes, Ruth, is that, you know, when I talk to people about practices and they say, no, I don't have any practices. I'm like, yes, you do. You got all kinds of practices, but it's always good to take a fresh look at them and say, are they as sparkly as they could be? Are they uplifting as they could be? Thank you for that, Ruth. Thanks for reminding us that anything we approach like that is the right thing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ruth. And what am I hearing, Court? Was that Ruth?
Yep, we're good.
That was some background. Okay, so I want to move on, guys, because we're going to do something really special we haven't done before for 24 hours. So I've been talking about how to make your weekend sacred, and I hope you start doing that because it's a game changer. It's a game changer to put some framing and ritual and ceremony around that part of your life. And here's what I say: prove it to yourself, my friends. Prove it to yourself. Now I want to talk to you about how you could make your summer sacred. Those of you who haven't taken the course yet. I got all my alumni here. They'll tell you. Right this minute, we're opening the doors to my signature 12-week experience called The Course. Write your story, transform your life. Write your story, transform your life. Write your story. Rewrite your story, transform your life. For 24 hours, then from now until 24 hours from now, during this sacred weekend, if you sign up to join me in cohort 4, you'll get $500 off the course price. Yep. Yes, indeed. Yes, you will. So, Court, let me see the slides here. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to walk you through it. Next slide, Cordy. Here's what you got. It is a 12-week program. I am going to be live with you workshopping every single week, in addition to an intro week where we'll do an orientation. There is a beautiful course platform. You'll have a little bit of reading and a little bit of transformational writing to do every week. It's doable. It is not hard. It's not difficult. It's the same process I did for myself in 2016 that I have put together. I have put together in a package that walks you through a 5-step transformational process. You also get 3 months inside the support system, my private digital community, so you can see take advantage of everything that's going on in there. And that's worth, gosh, Court, that's a ton of money. We have a limited supply of the course toolkits that have my favorite things in them. We can only ship in the US. I know it's horrible because it costs as much as a house to send something to another country. So while supplies last, we have those toolkits. And it is the most powerful experience I've ever created. Court, what's next? The first live workshop is on Saturday, June 18th at 8 a.m. Pacific. And the next day, each Sunday, we'll release the next week's module with videos and workbooks, everything you need, and the Zoom links for the next workshops. And the live workshops are Saturdays at 8 a.m. Pacific, just like this one. What to say about this experience is there's basically 5 ways to move from where you are to where you want to be, 5 steps, and actively engaging for 12 weeks in focusing some of that time and attention that you have while you make your weekend sacred on making your life sacred, like better job, better feeling work, more alignment, more spiritual connection, your relationships that can improve. Anything that you have to work on, you bring to the course. What's next, Court? All materials are downloadable. There'll be transcripts of everything. You can listen to the workshops like a podcast. We make sure there's an audio only version. Everybody's in it together. Everybody learns at their own pace. And the live workshops are certainly the secret sauce. It's when we get to know each other, where I coach you and mentor you and listen, and I spill my guts. That's what I do. I spill my guts because I know if I show up with 100% vulnerability and authenticity, and you meet me there, you are going to be shifted by the end of that time. You're going to see your life differently. It's going to feel different. You're going to see the possibilities for your life. And, listen, I could call these alumni up here and they'll tell you that they came in one way, they came out another, because they were willing to see the possibilities for their lives. People have upgraded their jobs. They have left bad marriages. They have found new love. And most importantly, found a new relationship with themselves, where you get to a certain point in life. And here's what I have to say. How much time do you think you have left? How much time do you think you have? And if not now, when? When will you be the priority? When will you be the one that needs to be in the spotlight, center stage, fulfilling all your dreams? When's that going to happen? I say it's going to happen now. What's next, Cordy? How much does it cost? Oh, I was like, $8,000. That's what it's worth. Listen, I do some private things. That's what I would charge. 3-month membership to the support system is $231. The course toolkit, and I told you we have limited supplies. And I think we've already had some people register, so they're going out the door. Oh, yep, I'm looking at my DMs. People are registering already. And that's worth $150. It's like an $8,000 value. You will pay $3,000 all at once, $2,997, or 12 monthly payments of $300. Now, here's what I want to say to you in complete and total transparency. I'll do this program again in January. I only do it twice a year. It is one of my greatest loves. I love this program so much. It is the privilege of my life to watch the change happen in front of my eyes, to see people become more themselves, to become happier, out of confusion, clarity, out of loneliness, connection, out of despair, possibility. To see that happen before my eyes is, like I said, it's the privilege of a lifetime. I'm in it. I'm in the group. I'm commenting. I'm here. I'm hand holding. I'm walking every step of the way with you. In January, this course will cost $4,000. It's a lot of time and it's a lot of value. So right now it's 3,000. And for the next 24 hours, we are going to do a $500 bonus for those of you who came to this Make Your Weekend Sacred workshop and open house. You'll get $500 off. It'll be, what is that, Cordy? 2497?
That's right, Cher.
2497. Let's go to that one. There's the toolkit, you guys. Okay, before we go to the $500 off code, look at this great toolkit. I like things nice, my friends. You don't get a bunch of junky crap in my tote bag. No, it's a fantastic tote bag you will use for the rest of your life. You have a signed copy of my memoir, The Beautiful No, a Yeti tumbler. I love a Yeti. Look at me. I'm drinking out of a Yeti right now. This is a, what's your beautiful no? That was something else I did. My favorite notebook. It's the one I use. It is blank, blank, blank. My favorite notebook for the course. I'm a pencil girl with a pencil sharpener, so I'm sharing that. I'm sharing all my faves with you. And then last court, what's the code for $500 off? Next, and it's only for 24 hours. And literally, this happened this morning at 5 a.m. Pacific. Courtney called me and said, hey, I want to do a special bonus for the people who show up today. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, $500 off. Done. So the code is 500 off. And I'm excited for you. I'm just going to tell you that. Oh, there's the sign up, sherrysalata.com/the course. Here's what I'm going to say. Nobody who has walked through those 12 weeks with me has ever said their lives weren't changed, shifted, and some would tell you completely transformed. Nobody. And we cry a lot. We laugh a lot. And here's why we cry. We cry because tears are just a releasing of energy. When's the last time anybody's asked you about your life? What matters to you? What you really want for yourself? Listen, that'll get a good boo-hoo out of most of you because you've been so busy serving other people, your boss, your families, your kids, your grandkids. You don't even know how to say a good no anymore. And there's a part of you that knows this is not enough. I do not want to spend this whole next chapter of my life living at a level of mediocrity that's just not good enough. I know you know that. I know you know that. I know that. I have felt that. I had the best job on the planet and I was miserable at a certain point after a while because there was so much more that I needed to look at, that I needed to release, that I needed to heal, that I needed to dream up for myself. And this is a path you do not want to walk alone because it's more joyful, it's more inspiring, it's more fun when we do it together. Ask the people. Those of you who took it, tell me in the chat. You know. It really is an incredible opportunity, a really incredible opportunity to give that gift to yourself. And I hope you do. I really do. I hope you do. This is going to be an amazing group. And So this pre-registration is going to end in 24 hours and that $500 off will go away. And then I will be back the week of June 6th at 5:30 Pacific every evening for an hour. And I'm going to walk you through a summer soul school. And we'll get all nitty gritty with all kinds of fun things with mantras and triangle breath meditations and practices and things like that. And that will be the big lead up to the universally when we fling open the big doors to the course, cohort 4. And I told you we start Saturday morning, June 18th. And it's going to be amazing. It's really, there's a piece of this that is hard to describe because your energy combined with the energy of your cohort sisters is the real secret to it. And so let your spirit lead you, let your soul lead you, let your soul put you in that chair if you're meant to be there. I see you. I love you. I thank you for showing up. I thank you for showing. Listen, I've been up all night with a new baby boy, little Buzz. His name is Buzz. He's as cute as a poop. He is so sweet. He's such a lovable. And Dolly, my sweet girl, wants to eat him for breakfast. She's like, when is he going home? I don't like him yet. So I've got some sacred mothering to do this weekend. I see you. I love you. Thank you for showing up. Make your weekend sacred, my friends. Mwah.